to live. It's a pretty miserable afternoon this afternoon, so I thought I would jump on here and share some art materials that I've collected over the last few weeks. Um, there's quite a few here, so I just thought I would sit here and have a chat and see how we get on this afternoon. I'm not really up for creating any art as such. This is literally just an art haul and just a little chat. So if you've got any questions for me, go ahead and ask me some questions. The only thing is I'm trying to get this on my iPad. I'm filming this through my phone at the moment, and this is about the fourth or fifth time I've actually tried to get this going, but I think I've done it now. So I haven't advertised this. I haven't really told anybody about it. Um, so if you're here, then give me a thumbs up or a love heart, whatever you do on these lives. I have done lives before. It's just that I haven't done them for a while, so I've sort of forgotten what I'm doing, to be perfectly honest with you. But the chat is available, and I can see it now, which is really, really good. And grab a cup of tea. This is dandelion tea. Doesn't look very appealing, does it? But I will drink it nonetheless. And as you can see, my desk is literally covered in art materials. Now, when I do these lives, for some reason, it won't allow me to film it horizontally. So I've got this vertically, and obviously it doesn't get the whole of the desk in, but I will do my best. Um, I don't know if I've already said this, because this is about the fifth time that I've started this live, is it's a sort of dark, windy, rainy, autumnal afternoon. And what better time to do a live is to get all cozy, grab a cup of tea, and I'm just going to talk you through some of these art materials. Like I say, I've collected these over the last few weeks. So, for example, yesterday I went into Hobbycraft and they had a sale on. Of course they did. And so I bought a couple of System 3 acrylic paints. I think I got those two. Um, and some polychromos pencils and some sketching pencils. I've started using these Stabilo woodies. I've got some Faber-Castell Goldfaber aqua dual markers. Um, I've got a new Sea Whites watercolor pad, travel journal, because for those of you that are members over on my Patreon, I post my nature pages every week. Where is my nature journal? I'll quickly show you. Hang on just a second. So this is my nature journal notebook. And so that's a page. And then what I was going to do is transfer it into the Sea Whites journal and do like a little watercolour page. So I've got one of those. I've got an Art Gecko sketchbook, which is nice smooth pages. So I thought that might be good for the pens. Um, I've got a pad of paper from Timu, cheapy pad of paper. In fact, I think it's like sheets of watercolour paper. I've got these paints from Timu. I think they were under £8, and they're just sort of gorgeous autumnal colours. Okay, so I've got a couple of thumbs up I can see on my phone, which is good. So you can actually hear me. I'm hoping you can hear me. I've got some Derwent line maker pens for my nature journal notebook. I've got a couple of books which I'm gonna show you. This is Alex Boone's book. He wrote two, How to Draw a Tree and How to Draw a River. So I've got How to Draw a Tree, and this is the How to Draw a River, obviously, because you can see it, right? Honestly, this live has got me into such a kerfuffle. My cheeks are hot and burning because it was quite stressful because I just couldn't remember how to film it on my phone and get it onto my iPad. So apologies for that, but just having a quick slurp of tea. So I'm going to move all of this stuff aside and just start, maybe doing some swatching of my new pencils, have a look at the pens. I don't want to overwhelm you. This is meant to be like a relaxing afternoon session. And because I'm sort of a bit stressed, I've sort of dumped it all upon you. I'll just calm myself. Calm myself, grab some paper, and I think I'm going to do some swatches. Let me just get some water. So I've got water in this great big plastic pot. Got an old paintbrush. This is nothing special. This is called Lonely Finger, and again, it's on Temu. You can get some really good cheapy products on Temu. I've said this before, in your sketchbooks, you don't need all these expensive watercolours and these expensive gouache and acrylic paints. You can just have fun and play with cheaper materials. But if you were to do something more professional, if you were to do a commission, then really you need to think about the type of paper that you're using, the type of paints that you're using. And if we're doing mixed media, you need stuff that's going to be light fast. Let me just grab a sketchbook because I'm just going to sit here and do some swatching. Now, I saw another artist using one of these the other day, and when I went into Hobbycraft yesterday, they were on sale, and it's a battery operated eraser. Operated. Does that mean the battery's in there or not? Smart battery. Well, let's open it and find out. Because I might not be showcasing this today because we might not have a battery in it. Oh. Instant fail. Look, I haven't got any batteries. Well, I have, and they're all the way downstairs. And to be honest with you, if I wander off and go and find some batteries, you're going to be bored out of your brains. So I won't do that. I'll have a look at those another day, but that's quite exciting. And I thought it might be good for my joints in my fingers because they do get a bit sore. Right, now these pencils that I got yesterday, like I say, are from Hobbycraft. It's a bit dark in here this afternoon because, like I say, it's a dark, stormy afternoon. Let's see. Oh, my stand has got a light, so got a little bit more light in there. Hello, Nina. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for being here. I really appreciate it. This is an impromptu live. I forgot how to do everything. I haven't done a live. I say before, that's absolute rubbish. I have done a live. I've done lots of lives, but for some reason my brain just couldn't operate this afternoon. So this is like my fifth attempt at doing a live this afternoon. So here I am. I just need to calm myself down and just, chat with you. And there's another lady on here, and how do I pronounce your name? Shinan, is that right? I apologise if it's not. please let me know how I pronounce your name in the chat, because I really don't want to get it wrong. I really appreciate everybody that's here, and I really don't want to offend anybody with my rubbish pronunciation. So these pencils were on sale in Hobbycraft, and they're the Faber-Castell Polychromos. This one is burnt umber. So let's just see what they look like. Let's show everything along a bit. This sketchbook is a Ranger sketchbook. And I'm just going to sit here quietly and do some swatching. And umber. Now, with my Derwent line makers, I'm going to choose number 3 and write down the names of these pencils. I should really swatch all of my polychromos. Okay, and breathe. I started doing breath work in the mornings, and it really is good for the nervous system. And I follow a chap on YouTube, and he's called Sandy, and his channel might even be called Sandy's Breathwork. But if you haven't tried breathwork before and you're feeling a bit anxious, and your nervous system is feeling a bit frazzled, which, let's face it, I think a lot of people are feeling like that at the moment, the breathwork really seems to help. Especially when you put yourself under pressure by doing an impromptu live. Just wanted it to be as natural as possible. Just spending the afternoon with me in the studio. You know, no pressure to create anything. And if you've got a sketchbook and some art materials handy, then just sit with me. Sit with me and have a play. What's that one? Burnt ochre. Nice. A lot of the colours had gone yesterday, because I think I was late to the party. You know, I'm always late to the party. Always late to the party. To be perfectly honest with you, I don't like parties. I like to be at home on my own with my dog. Dark chrome yellow. Yellow. I sort of try to pick up, I guess, landscapey colours, sort of autumn colours. Nina, have you ever tried grease pencil for sketching? No, I haven't. I don't think I've heard of that. It's called China Marker 2. The bold outlines, it's perfect, and there's some colour choices except black. Oh, no, I've not heard of that. Thank you for that recommendation. I did grab these yesterday in Hobbycraft. Conte Apari. They are sanguine and sepia, and I think these are used for sketching. So I'll have a go with those in a minute. Right, what's this? What's this one? Lighter. Okay, light yellow. Oh, that's a nice one. That's like a mustard. Oh, what have I just done? Light yellow ochre. Thank you, Nina. Yeah, I've had my eye on these for a while, and like I say, there was a sale in Hobbycraft, and there was only a couple of packets left there, and I thought, do you know what? Now's the time to buy. So I thought they would be good for sketching. Uh, I've got a blue as well, light cobalt. I can never say this. Light cobalt turquoise. Now, I don't know about you, but my pencils are all mixed up. I don't have, hang on, let me see if I can show you what I mean. Move that right hand up already. Right, I'm going to tilt you up. Hopefully everything won't come crashing down. But there's my pencils there, and they're sort of um, organised into the same sort of colours. So I've got the polychromos, which I love, the Faber Castell, and my other favourites are the Caran d'Ache pencils, luminance pencils. Um, my all-time favourites, which everyone's going mad for at the moment now, because apparently there's 72 out, is the Derwent drawing pencils. And I started off with 12 of those, and then I gradually bought extras from open stock. But to be honest with you, I don't think I can afford to buy 72 of those drawing pencils. And let's face it, do we really need all those pencils? I mean, don't get me wrong, they are gorgeous pencils, but my goodness. So I'm hoping that when everything calms down with people trying to sell you these 72 pack of pencils, we'll be able to buy them open stock. If you have got the 72 pack of pencils, let me know. Um, what's this one? Pine green, because they are lovely pencils and they're lovely and soft and almost creamy. That was a nice pencil to use. That's fine green. It's weird how different colours feel different on the page. Is that just me? I said something really silly there. But like the blue one, when I put that on, seemed quite hard. But then the green one seemed softer. Hmm. And then the last one I picked up is oh God, why can't I see that? The joys of getting old, eh? Juniper green. And this is a very close colour to that pine I just put down. Oh, a lovely soft pencil. Juniper green. Beautiful. And those yesterday, I think I picked up those pencils. I think there's 8 there, isn't there? They were £2.10 each. So I got a little bit of money off of them, and I did control myself, honestly. Oh, Nina, light cobalt. See, I can't say cobalt. Why can't I say it? Light cobalt pencil has the same colour as your eyes. Oh, I wish they did. You should try portraits too. Yes, I've been told that I should try portraits. Would be interesting to see your view with faces. Yeah. The reason why I don't do portraits is because I can't. Um, I don't really draw people, and I did think I could try to draw faces with these pencils, and I actually got a book. Uh, Hang on, let me see if I can see the book. Hang on, I'm just going to tip you up that way because I'm coming round here. Um, Now the book, I feel on the spot here. I've got a book on how to draw heads. Is it the Lumi technique where you sort of put a cross and a round circle and I don't know, do the head that way? And I'm sure. Oh, here it is. I've got it. I've got it. That one. That's the one. How to draw faces and portraits for beginners. Um, Now, where did I get Lumi from? If you've heard of the Lumi technique, let me know. Uh, but I bought this to practice heads, basically, eyes, noses, faces. Now, I have drawn, oh, here we go, look. I have drawn a face before, and I'm going to be perfectly honest with you now. I have a friend who has told me that I could do portraits, like spiritual portraits. So you literally channel and draw that person's face. I have done that once. Let me tip you up again. I'm coming around again. I have done that once, but I can't remember which sketchbook it's in. Here we go. I don't know if you can see that. Let me bring it round. There we go. So that was my first spirit portrait. And that was a young lady that came through to me, and her name is Anya. And there was another one there. I didn't get a name with that one. So I've done two sort of heads, but yeah, that's as far as I've got. So Nina, you hit the nail on the head. These would be perfect for that. Right, let me just catch up on the chat. Um, Nina, of course you should draw whatever makes you happy and relaxed. You're so right, Nina. You are so right. I just noticed how good you are with colour matching, so thought it would be interesting to do faces. Yeah, these sort of colour matches, the reason why I picked these up is because they were quite autumnal, and I've been dabbling with landscapes. Uh, they do face tone pencils, and I know Neocolours have just brought out a portrait set as well. So I may go down that route. CJ Kirkby, hello. Good morning from Eastern US. I just turned on my laptop and first thing and I saw Purple Ladybird art was live. A nice surprise. Thank you so much. I'm glad it's a nice surprise because it was a bit of a surprise for me too. Um, I sort of forgot how to do lives. I haven't done one for a long time, so this was like my fifth attempt to go live. So I was a little bit stressed earlier, but I've had lots of lovely comments, and so I'm starting to calm down. I've got my dandelion tea on the go here, and yeah, I'm just working my way through a little art haul because I collected a few bits and pieces over the last few weeks, and I popped into Hobbycraft yesterday. I met my lovely cousin for a cup of tea at the garden centre, and there's a Hobbycraft next door. So I snuck in there and picked up a few bits and pieces. So I picked up these Faber-Castell Polychromos pencils, and we've just been talking about these sketching pencils, the Conte et Paris, and I've had my eye on these for a while, and they're two sketching pencils. So shall I break them open? Yeah, let's have a look. Hi Alison, thanks for popping in. I finally managed to go live. I was planning on going live at 2 o'clock, but yeah, I got myself into a right old tis was. Um, Sanguine and sepia. Now, there's absolutely no way I'm going to be drawing a face live. So, what can I draw to test these out? Let me just take a slurp of tea. If you've got any ideas of a quick sketch I can do. Oh, I know what I can do. Look what's right in front of me. A gourd. Now, I went to Glastonbury. Oh, these are lovely. I went to Glastonbury a couple of weeks ago with my husband. He had a week off. And so off we went in Birdie, my micro camper, and we parked in the Morrison's car park. And I just thinking, I've never been to Glastonbury. We've sort of driven past, never parked, and it was just such an amazing spiritual place, and the weather was gorgeous, um, warm and sunny. And I did take my plein air kit with me, and yeah, sat in the sun, ate chocolate cake, and did some sketching of the Abbey ruins. And the thing that really fascinates me is that the story is that monks um, found King Arthur's tomb, and that's where King Arthur's tomb. I don't know if they moved it to the church. These are lovely and chalky. Are they meant to be chalky? Am I missing something here? Mm, I don't know, Nina, have you got any experience of these pencils? Because they're lovely and chalky. Perfect for sketching. Yeah, you're so right, Nina. Art should be relaxing, not something to get stressed about. You are so right. And also, it's okay to share art that you're not necessarily happy with. Because when we create art, it's not always going to be perfect. And I think it's important to share um, your art, whether you're happy with it or not, because at the end of the day, we are human. Yeah, these pencils are lovely, lovely and chalky, and when I'm brave enough, they'll be perfect for portraits. Okay, Nina, maybe it's the paper with texture that makes the pencil appear chalky. Yes, it could be. It could be. They are quite smudgy. Oh, I like that. Again, to your point, Nina, these would be great for portraits, like the shadows and stuff. Love it. Love, love, love. In fact, look, I haven't got quite the right colour greens. You could just, have some fun. Sometimes when you just mess about with these materials, that's sort of when you create your best art, because you don't overthink it. You just sort of do it and just, I've sort of gone off on a tangent here, haven't I? But, that's what being in your art room and just playing is all about. Right. Should we put some colour on this one as well? I watch a lady called Paula Stevens, and she is an amazing artist. And she mostly does sort of abstract landscapes, but she's one of these artists that, whatever she does is brilliant. And a video I watched the other week, she was talking about scrolling on her phone for just sort of doing 10 minutes of art a day. And sort of the results that she got was absolutely stunning. And so she inspired me to do the same, and it works. Instead of sort of spending hours on your phone, I mean, I don't know about you guys, but I get lost in TikTok. Just the amount of nonsense that's on TikTok. I mean, don't get me wrong, there's some amazing artists on TikTok that share their work. But at the same time, there's a lot of depressing stuff. So I took Paula's advice and I limited my time on TikTok, and I just did some art every day in my Piffer Blanco sketchbook. And yeah, the results were pretty good. And as Nina said in the chat, it's not stressful. You're actually doing it from a really calm place. Right, okay, so those are those pencils swatched. I love those. I really love those. Fabulous. Now, what else have I got to share with you? Um, these. I've been messing about with acrylics lately, and when I went to Glastonbury, there was an art shop, so I bought some oxide of chromium green, and I think I got the raw sienna as well. Um, so, should I do a little swatch on the page and see what it looks like? Um, just thinking, do I want my Pith Blanco sketchbook? Yeah, right. I'm just going to tilt you up so you can see where I'm going. You'll have to excuse me because I'm in my shorts and slippers. It's a very attractive look, but it's authentic. It's authentic. Right, okay. Pith Blanco. This is where I've been doing my landscapes. So let's do some swatches in there. Okay. Tilt you back down again. There we go. Let's just catch up with this chat. Nina, I haven't tried acrylics yet. Do you think they have an unpleasant odour? Is a suitable medium for no sensitive people? Sorry, I haven't said that right. Is it a suitable medium for no sensitive people? Ah, good question. Because I've got a mixture of acrylics. Again, I've collected them over time, and I must admit I haven't noticed a smell. However, that doesn't mean to say there isn't one. So shall we do a smell test? Right, let me put the camera up again. I'm loving this studio session time. It's really going, like I said, I didn't have a plan for it, and so it really helps in the chat when people give me suggestions or ask me questions. Right, I'm heading over there because this is where all my acrylics are kept. So in here, I have got Liquitex Basics. Really like the Liquitex Basics. So I'm going to grab one of those. I have got Amsterdam. I have got System 3, which is on my desk. I have got, oh, that's a little Amsterdam. Is there any other brands in there? A Winsor and Newton Galleria. I think these are all sorts of basic ones. Um, I've got Winsor and Newton. Winsor and Newton Professional Acrylics. I think that's all the brands I've got. I've got Daily Now and System 4 in the tube. These are so old. These date back to possibly the late 90s. Still going. Right, now I have a selection for a sniff test. Have a look, sniff test. Right, let's get these books out of the way. So I've got an Amsterdam, I've got a Liquitex Basic, I've got a Winsor and Newton Galleria, I have a Winsor and Newton Professional, System 3. Now, this is another question. Hi Helen, thanks for joining us. You've never noticed a smell with acrylics either. No, I don't think I have, but I'm just about to sniff them to find out. I wonder if different colours have different smells. Right, let's go with the Amsterdam. This is a magenta. And I'm going to have a sniff. Hang on. Yeah, there is a slight odour on that one. I wouldn't say it's strong, but if you're sensitive, that you will smell that. It's not offensive. I wouldn't say it's offensive. Um, just seeing what ingredients are in there. 100% acrylic emulsion, high concentration of the purest of pigments with maximum level of light fastness. Right, let's go with the Liquitex Basics. Yep, that one's got a smell to it as well. Again, pretty much like that one. Again, it's not overpowering, but if you're sensitive, it could be. System 3. Yeah, that's got a slight smell as well. That actually, that has got a slight fishy smell to it. Can acrylic paints go off? I guess they can separate, but I mean that one is a new one, so right, let's have a sniff of the Winsor and Newton. This is exciting viewing, isn't it? Hang on. Oh, now that one has hardly got a smell at all. Let me just clear my nasal passages and try again. Oh yeah, it does. It smells like the others. You know, Nina, I'd never have thought of this if you hadn't mentioned it. Yeah, they've all got a slight chemically smell, if that's the right way to describe it. I think it is like chemical. Do you know what, Helen? I bet you haven't seen anybody else do a sniff test on YouTube. And I wouldn't advise anyone to go around sniffing their acrylic paints. This is just to help Nina. So Nina, yes, they have all got a chemical smell to them. I've not been using acrylics for that long, but what I would say is when I paint with them, I've never noticed it before. But if you're sensitive, then I would probably steer clear, because do you really need acrylics in your life? I don't think you do. I think if you like your coloured pencils, you've got watercolour pencils, watercolours, stick with that. Why put yourself through it? If I had a chandelier, Helen, I would try that out. I'm not sure my husband would be impressed though. I'll probably end up ripping it from the ceiling. Hang on, I'm just having a quick slurp of tea. I'm on, oh, look at the sediment in the bottom there. I'm on dandelion tea today. Right, now, Hippo Blanco, where were we? So I was just going to swatch these. I'm just going to move the camera up slightly. I was trying to explain earlier that you can have the option of putting your phone in the horizontal position. So obviously you would get more of the desk. However, I tried that and I got myself into such a stress that I've just gone back to vertical. So I'm hoping it's okay. Right, let's do a bit of swatching. Right, whilst I've got my sketchbook here, shall I show you what's in here? Why not? It's a chilled afternoon in the studio, isn't it? Derwent Intense Blocks. Anyone tried those? Oh, you've got garlic bread for tea. Do you know what? I've got garlic naan. I'm going to have butter chicken curry later on, and I've got garlic naan. So, you know, garlic bread and garlic naan, you're right, we won't smell these acrylics. Right, back to Derwent Intense Blocks. Has anyone ever used those? Not my favourite. I'm not sure I used them correctly, you know, just saying. That was my first live, I'm sure. Autumn. That must have been last year. Ah, Lara, you've used Derwent Intense, the blocks. Maybe I just need more practice, right? Need to get them out, maybe use them for some landscapes. What do you use yours for, if you don't mind me asking? Okay, what have we got here? That is, I think, did I use, I'm sure underneath here, that is a layer of the Derwent Intense blocks. This was, I think, acrylics and gouache. I love that little fella. Loose tulips, my Picasso cat. These were acrylic pens that I'd never used before. Were they the Artex ones? Yes, I think they were Artex ones. I did do a video on this, but that was my Picasso cat. And then my brown owl in acrylics and gouache. A little bit of ink. Derwent tinted charcoal paint pan set. Again, I love these muted colours, but I wasn't too keen on them. But I'm not sure I used the right paper. This is smooth paper, and I think I probably need a bit of tooth for those. Right, hang on, let me just catch up with the chat because I'm missing out on all this good stuff. Oh, Helen, you succumbed to getting an air fryer. So we'll try garlic bread in that. Oh, interesting. Do you know what? I haven't succumbed to getting an air fryer. My mum has been going on and on about them for a couple of years now, and she got one. Said my sister did the best chips in them, and I think she used it once. So you never know. If I play my cards right, I might actually inherit my mum's air fryer. Lara, they can be used like watercolor pan and dip your brush into them. Ah, or I use them to sketch with and add water. They are good for layering with mixed media too. Fab, thank you, Lara. I will get those out again and try again. Nina, never heard of tinted charcoal. Wow. Yeah, these are the Derwents, and they're in a paint pan. They are here somewhere. Hang on, the dog's scratching at the door. Bear with. Come, good girl. Good girl. It's not tea time yet. Sorry, Audrey is now in the room, so you will hear a tick tapping around. The Derwent tinted charcoal paint pan set. I have got those somewhere. I am still here. I'm just rooting around in the background. Okay, here they are. Tinted charcoal. Do you want me to open them? Do you want to have a look at them? Helen, UK Hon. I'm assuming that is a message to Nina. If it's a message to me, yes, I'm based in the southwest of England. Right, tinted charcoal paint set. Let me open these up for Nina. I don't know if you can hear it, but the rain is literally lashing against the roof because I'm up in the attic. And Audrey's now joined us in the room because she's nagging me for tea. So you'll hear her tick-tocking around. Okay, so there they are. Let me bring them in a bit closer. So you get a water brush with them. And let me just show you the swatches. They'd be really good for a travel set. You know, they're so small and compact, you can just shove them into your bag. Let me just activate it for you and show you. So my favourite colour, I think, is thistle. So I think now I've just stitched myself up because thistle, no, is it that one? I don't know, but that's the one I'm going to show you. They're very chalky, but I tell you, you could do some really moody landscapes in these. It's off my brush. So that is the Derwent Tinted Charcoal Pan set. Oh, Helen, I figured when you said Glastonbury, yeah, I'm not that far from Glastonbury. Glastonbury's in Somerset, and I'm actually based in Dorset. And I'm really lucky to be able to spend lots of time down in Cornwall as well. So I can get around. I've got Birdie, my micro camper, fairly recently. In the last few weeks, I've been really lucky to get that. Right, tinted charcoal, extra large blocks. There they are, same sort of colours. Let me get a. So those are these ones here. So you can either use them like chalk, or I think Nina suggested you can just stick your paintbrush on and use it like a paint, which I actually prefer that. So thank you for that suggestion, Nina. Look at that. Do you know what? I love this art community. I really love being able to chat with you. And we're all sort of helping each other with different tips and tricks and suggesting art materials. I really enjoy it. I think that's my favourite colour in this. Look at that. So they're pretty cool as well. I do have a cool collection. I'm very lucky. I have collected it over time. I do buy all my own art materials. The only thing that I have been gifted fairly recently, which I was completely surprised about, was the Paul Rubens floral set. And they sent me the floral set of watercolour paints and a little watercolour journal. And that was a surprise and a delight. But apart from that, I buy all my own materials. These are the Derwent tinted charcoal pencils as well. And it's just a case of playing. I don't know what sort of mood I was in that day because I've written freedom on that page and just be on that page. Charcoal as paint. Yeah, Helen, they're fab. They really are. We just need to play more, don't we? That was literally a 5-minute landscape. Just using paints. I think I had some oil pastels, the Faber pastel, oil pastels maybe. And it was not thinking, just doing. There's more daffodils. Primroses. I think I probably have been sniffing those acrylics that day without even realising, Helen. Now Nina's pointed it out that they've got a smell. Tombow dual brush pens. I tried them out again. It was on this paper, and they weren't very what's the word? Watercolory, sort of juicy. You're meant to be able to add water, and I think the paper just absorbed it. I needed watercolour paper, I think. And then this one. And I've sort of had a bit of an obsession with doing acrylic backgrounds first this year and then just adding what's moving over the top. Have any of you tried these tempera paint sticks? They are cool. Absolutely love these. They dry, completely dry, and they come in. They're for children. They're gouache paint sticks, and they're for children. But I tell you, I had the best fun with the cheapest materials, and normally children's materials because you just let loose because you're not worried about using up your precious professional watercolours. And then this is with the paint sticks. This has sort of turned into a bit of a sketchbook reveal, hasn't it? That was with the Stabilo woodies. I actually love the Stabilo woodies. Again, it's with children's art materials, but I do find that the Stabilo woodies are a bit expensive. I'm not sure what that's all about, to be honest. Anyway, you've seen all of this. You've seen all of this. This is just going to get boring now. But the reason why I got out this sketchbook is because this is where I'm going to test the acrylics. I'm just going to get a bigger brush. Flat brush, 1.5. Oh, that says 1.5. That's not 1.5 inches though, is it? Anyway, it's a cheap brush from Temu, and you can do all of this, and it doesn't matter. So I'm going to squeeze out some acrylic paints. Right, let me catch up with this chat. Yes, Nina, you're right. They did. They look like lip balms and lipsticks, and I absolutely love them. And I got 2 sets. I think I got one that had sort of primary colours and then one that had pastel colours. And it's the best fun I've ever had. Yes, I know that sounds really sad, doesn't it? But you know, who cares? Right, so we've got, shall I attempt to do a bit of a background? If I'm going to do that, do I want some white acrylic? Hang on, I'm just going to my acrylic drawer. Grab some white acrylic. Okay. Yes. Cheap kid stuff, you worry less. You are free. Which is what I'm going to be now. Don't ask me what I'm doing. Well, you can ask me, but I don't actually know. So this is the cobalt blue I picked up yesterday. Lovely. Look at that colour. Just, oh, delicious. Just get a white one. Just get a white. Just going to grab some kitchen towel. Look at that. What colour should we go next? It's got to be the green, right? There's yellow in there. This could be like a really basic landscape. You can turn the brush upside down. Just doesn't have to be anything. You can just play, and play some more. Quite a lot of paint on there. A bit overkill. Some hills. So that's why I got those paints. So that's the background. I'm going to let that dry, and then I'm going to go in with some mixed media later on and maybe put some trees in, and who knows. But that's acrylics. Just splat it on the page and have some fun. You can stick fingers in it. Probably should really have gloves on. But also you find with acrylics that they dry really quickly. Right, let's move that one out of the way. I'm just going to let the dog back out of the room. Okay, so that's the pencils, the System 3 acrylics. We've done a sniff test. I was going to swatch these. What's the time? 20 to 4. What time have you got to put the air fryer on, Helen? How long does garlic bread take in an air fryer? Now, the only thing is with these Derwent Intense blocks and charcoal paints is they are quite messy. Right. Okay. So System 3, get rid of those. Right, my tea's cold now. Thank you, Nina. That was an impromptu acrylic. Instead of doing boring swatches, I thought it was just easier to get it straight onto the page. Art is meant to be fun, isn't it? Art is meant to be fun. Right, I'm going to swatch these, and I'm going to do it in my. Am I? Am I going to do it in here? Yeah. Let's do it in here. This is my Sea White journal. And these Faber-Castell Goldfaber Aqua Dual Marker pens are water-based dye markers with 2 nibs, soft, flexible brush nib for artistic work, and metal encased fine liner tip for the contours and details. Fully water soluble, streak free, does not bleed through the paper. They're odorless, Nina, if you haven't used these already. And they're acid free, pH neutral, caps and barrel are made of 100% recycled material and may show colour variations due to production. So I have got two sets. One is shades of grey and the other ones are Tuscany, but I thought that they were quite autumnal looking, which is why I got those. So I need a brush pen, a water brush, sorry. Yeah, I'm running out of space. I've sort of it's like when you have friends over when you're a child and you want to show them all your new toys, and by the time they go home, your bedroom is left in an absolute state. You get left with all the tidying up. Right, okay, here we go. Thank you, Nina. Have a lovely day. Thank you for popping in. And yeah, I will aim to get this up so you can catch up with the rest later on. Right, brush pen. Let's see what these do. So we've got some gorgeous colours. Venetian red, terracotta, green ochre, sky blue, burnt sienna, and pine green. And again, I chose these because they're all landscape colours. You've got everything you need. So I'm literally just going to swatch these. So sky blue. So that's the brush end, and then we've got that one. You can do the details with. Now, is this still water soluble once it dries? Yeah, that's pretty cool. Yes, they are, CJ. They are lovely colours, aren't they? That's what appealed to me. And they're not too expensive either. Some art materials are so expensive. And don't get me wrong, I think with certain things you do get what you pay for sort of pigment and light fastness. Hello, St. Draws 3. Welcome. Welcome to this impromptu live where I've just been having way too much fun. There's no script, there was no plans. I just had a lot of art materials and thought, do you know what? I think I'll share them. And we've gone off piste a couple of times. We've talked about acrylics. We've talked about Derwent charcoal blocks. And we've had a little look through the sketchbook. Yeah, we've just had a nice afternoon. The weather's pretty rubbish here today in the southwest of England. It's more so when your fake colours from a big set run out. Yeah, that's the thing, isn't it? Because what do? Do you buy a whole new set? Or I guess a lot of things are available on open stock now, like on Jackson's. I use Cass Art, which is why I'm hoping that these Derwent drawing pencils are gonna, the new colours are gonna appear. So just add to my collection rather than buying 72 colours, which, to be perfectly honest with you, if I could afford to do it, I still wouldn't. Right, what's this one? Burnt sienna. Have I just done burnt sienna? That looks like burnt sienna, doesn't it? Right. These, I'm really enjoying these. These are cool. I like these. Just got one more to do on here. Pine green. There we go. Pine green. Look at that. These are lovely colours. Nice. Now, do I write underneath what they are? Blue sky blue, should I say? I'm going to do that later. I don't need to do it now. Right, so that's the autumnal colours. Shall we try the grey ones? Let's try the grey ones. Now, these are greys. There is a black there, and it almost looks like a very light lavender. What's it called? Hyacinth. We've got a black one, which I'm not going to switch that one. Let's do that greys. This is a cold grey. And then, so that was a cold grey, but that was cold grey number 4. And this is cold grey number 1. And then we have purple grey. Well, to me, that looks like this one here. There's a very subtle difference. Very subtle, I would say. Good grey. CJ, the new Derwent drawing pencils are available open stock. Oh wow. I'm currently waiting for my 72 set to arrive. Oh, you lucky thing. Not jealous at all. From Colt Pens. Is that American, Colt Pens? Am I missing out here? I tend to use Jackson's or Cass Art for open stock. I've not heard of Colt Pens before. You're very fortunate to get that 72 set. I've seen other artists showcase them and they are gorgeous. However, they're very expensive. Maybe they go on my Christmas list. Would I have made it onto the new to nice list this year? Oh, I've added quite a lot of water to that one. I like that colour. Very nice. Especially loving these sort of colours up here. Really nice. Gosh, honestly, this room looks absolutely trash. Now, I'm going to save these for another day. These are cheapy paints that I got off of Temu. They reminded me of the Kuretake ones, and they're all autumnal colours. And I have used them, and they are gorgeous. But I will save those for another day. Stabilo Woodies. I think I might get my other sketchbook for that. I'm going to do the Stabilo Woodies, and then I'm going to call it a day. Partly because I'm getting tired now, but partly because it's Audrey's tea time at 4 o'clock, and she will not give me any peace. Yeah, Lana. Derwent pencils are my favourite as well. And yes, lots of new colours. The set has gone up to size 72. What were they before? The most you could get, did it go up to 48? I think it, because my original set was a pack of 12, but then I think it went to 24. Then I think it may have gone to 48. I don't know. I may have made that up. Someone can let me know in the chat. And yeah, now you can get 72 colours. 72 colours. Yeah. Right, Stabilo Woodies. Look at these. So again, these are children's materials. These are quite expensive for children's materials. But do you know what we absolutely love? Look at that. That pencil sharpener is so cool. Oh, right, CJ. They only had 12 and then 24, so they didn't go to 48 at all. So going from 12 to 24 up to 72, that is a big jump. I'd love to see the new colours. Yeah, I had the 12 originally, and then I sort of added to them over time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. So I didn't quite make it to 24, but they are really nice pencils. And so there's a 36 set too. In addition to the 72. So are they different colours, or is it just a different combination? Let us know if you know the answer to that, CJ. I'm really interested to know. Right. Now these are big chunky crayons, and they remind me of Neo Colour 2s, and they're water soluble. So again, you just put it onto the page, and you get your brush. Actually, I think I'm going to use my water brush. These medium brushes are pretty cool because when you need more water, you just squeeze them and down the water comes, but I can be a bit heavy-handed. No, can you see that okay? I think that was out of range then. Thank you, Laura. Thank you so much for popping in. I hope it hasn't been too disjointed for you. I just wanted to have sort of a fun afternoon in the studio, but thank you so much for popping in. I really, really do appreciate everyone that's been here this afternoon. I've had a great time, and I hope you have too. Have a little squeeze again. These are surprisingly good. I want to say I've only recently got these. I was holding off for a long time, and then I just couldn't resist it. And I wanted to know what I was missing out on. What do they call that? The fear of missing out, FOMO. I think because we're human, we all feel a bit like that, don't we? We all fear missing out. We all compare ourselves to each other and put a ridiculous amount of pressure on ourselves. Helen, thank you. Oh, you've got paperwork and a demo to do and dogs to amuse in the rain. Yeah, I hear you. Now, when you say demo, Helen, oh, you've got your own art channel, have you? Fab, I will check in later on. Are you over here on YouTube? Let us know, and we can go and have a nose at your channel too. And what's your demo on? Have you got time to tell us a bit more? We need to know. We need to know. That's what I love about these art channels, is that we build such an amazing community, and it's really good to support each other. Um, and that's how I felt this afternoon. In a nice, positive place to be, and yeah, there's enough chaos out there. Right, Helen. Yes, YouTube, Facebook, and Amazon stuff. Oh, well done, you. Okay, so it is Helen Clare Art. Okay, I will pop in there later on, after I've sorted out Audrey, because she will also need a walk and some tea. So I will pop over and see you later. Where are you doing your demo? I assume on YouTube. So we will catch you later. Thank you, Helen. Enjoy your dog walk. Hope you've got your wellies. Right, purple. These just such rich colours. Right, I'm going to do the pink one. I'm not going to bother doing the black. I didn't bother doing the black pen on there either. So I'm just going to do the pink one. And then I'm going to leave you. There we go. Right, so those are the Stabilo woodies. I'm going to write that on there. Stabilo woodies. Okay, Now, in my usual tradition, I'm going to show you my desk and and show you the state that it's in. So this afternoon we've looked at my Hobbycraft art haul. I picked up 8 coloured pencils, which are here. I picked up 2 Ponte de Paris or Ponte et Paris sketching pencils in sanguine and sepia. Did a quick sketch here. They were very chalky but very lovely, and I admitted to not being able to do portraits. I've only done a couple, which I have shared with you, and the reasons why. What else have we done this afternoon? These tested out the gosh, what are they called? Faber Castell Goldfaber Gothic markers. They were lovely. They are drying over here. So the Tuscany ones and greys, they're really, really nice. So that's that. And I think that's about it for today. Oh, we looked at the System 3 acrylics, and we did, or should I say I did, a sniff test. And yes, there is a slight chemically smell to these, and if you're sensitive, probably wouldn't go there. We had a quick look at the Derwent tinted charcoal extra large blocks, and we also had a quick look at the tinted charcoal paint pan set. There you go. So after a bit of a shaky start for me, I got there in the end. I hope you've enjoyed this afternoon studio session. Let me just turn you around and show you the state of my apartment. So this is the desk. I've got my iPad here with all the chat on, and you are drawn to a stand, so it's not that easy to turn you around. There we go, there's the end of my desk. My filthy water pot there, and my ink brushes, pens, got my little coffee table over there, and Audrey is in here somewhere. Shall I take you off the stand and see if we can see Audrey? Let's come round. There she is, Audrey. She is waiting for her tea. You have to excuse my slippers. There you go. Yeah, she's not impressed. So, hi Lois. Thank you for joining us. I'm just saying my goodbyes now. I didn't advertise this live. It was an impromptu live. And Alison, yeah, she's still being a pest. What can I say? Norfolk Terriers, eh? So thank you to all of you for being here. I hope it wasn't too disjointed. I hope it came across as natural as possible. And I'm just reading a message from CJ saying cult pens are in the UK. Their website is Tiverton. Oh, fab, thank you. So after this, I need to check out Helen Elliston's art channel, and I need to check out Cult Pens. And if you want to find me, don't forget you can join free on my Patreon. What else? TikTok. I'm rubbish at this, aren't I? TikTok. Yeah, thumbs up before we go. Yes, please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. What else do I need to say, CJ? I'm rubbish, aren't I? Do you know what? YouTube advises you that when you do your videos that you need to have a hook and you need to have a script. And I don't do any of that. It is just natural. In fact, let me just turn you around. There we go. Here I am. So thank you for being here this afternoon and for your support. It just really does mean the world to me. Have a good weekend, everyone, and I'll see you in next week's video where I go plein air painting on St Ives Beach. Anyway, thank you, everyone. Bye.